I'll mute every time I come.
Happy Halloween! Wow, what a fun week this has been exploring all these marathon topics with you. This has been an absolute blast. And hey, I was thinking, what better way to bring this to a close while concurrently celebrating the greatest holiday of the year than presenting to you yet another installment of my favorite series on the channel. Welcome back, my friends, to Disturbing Things from Around the Internet. If you're new, this is my series that dives into bite-sized and disturbing internet events and mysteries in a list-like format. It's time, on this Halloween night, to dive into 5 more hand-picked and disturbing things from around the internet.
Shit. Who do you think's gonna win?
Back in August, a strange event took the internet by storm. Peculiar footage was captured during the early morning of August 24th. According to a Facebook post, at 3:20 in the morning, a resident in the Sunrise Ranch subdivision in Montgomery, Texas, was awakened by their doorbell. After reviewing their home video surveillance, they observed and attached the following video and images. The Montgomery County Sheriff's Office was alerted and is currently investigating the suspicious incident. The footage that they captured was this.
What the fuck? So someone ran out of prison?
Everyone was on immediate alert. If the odd timing being so late in the night isn't enough to alarm you, then the shackles that seem to be attached to her wrists just might. We were dead asleep in our beds. My husband was awoken by the doorbell. It rang probably 20 to 30 times, one nearby resident claimed. The woman, wearing only a t-shirt and no shoes, seemed at the time to have vanished into thin air. Nobody was able to immediately track her down, and so a massive search had commenced for this mystery girl. What happened to her? Why was she crying? And why was she ringing the doorbell so many times at 3:20 in the morning?
I thought she came out from prison. Oh, she was on the run.
On August 29th, another incident occurred in the very same subdivision. A man would take his life by suicide. This was Dennis Collins, and a suicide note that was left behind by him had confirmed that this mystery girl on the surveillance footage was in fact his girlfriend. According to a statement by Montgomery County Police, she was indeed a domestic violence victim, and according to her, the night she was out ringing doorbells, she was in great fear for her own safety. She is safe and is helping police in the ongoing investigation. However, the takeaway from this is that this could be happening to anyone, even those that live right beside you. A post was made in the Ask Reddit sub asking everyone what post was the creepiest that they've ever found on Reddit. While there were many notable responses, one in particular stuck out to me from a user by the name of Killing Spear X. They said this: "I don't know where the post is, but I'm sure many Redditors came across it already. It was about a mother who was pushing her baby on a swing at night. When people approached her, they found out that the baby had been dead for hours and that the mother had some sort of mental breakdown or something." One notable response to this came from a user by the name of El Chapo's cousin, who claimed that either this is a lie or the area she lived in has the shittiest healthcare in America. In response to this, someone quoted them and said, "Apparently the latter, because this actually did happen," with a link to a news article. In Maryland, a 3-year-old boy was in fact dead due to being pushed in a swing for upwards of 43 hours.
What?
According to authorities, he was alive when his mother began pushing him in a swing on May 20th, 2015, and had remained in this very same seat for 2 days while his mother pushed him until May 22nd at 6:55 a.m. when he and his hysterical mother were found by police. The mother, allegedly, had a psychotic episode during this and unfortunately did not know what was happening for those 2 agonizing days. Since the original homicide, no charges have been filed, and the mother has since sought treatment for her bipolar disorder and depression. 43 hours. Sit back and think about this for a second. This children's swing was a death trap for this little boy, and the sheer thought of what he endured, initially thinking that it was going to be a fun and exciting time at the park, then becoming tired of the fun, then becoming thirsty, then realizing Mom isn't stopping. For hours and hours and hours, until it was over.
Yo, what
I can only imagine the haunting scene of an oblivious mother pushing the corpse of her own son in a swing. And I really don't know how I'd react if I were ever to stumble upon such a sight in real life.
Dude, it goes to show, like, outside this world, there's fucked up things going on. But I don't see it, chap.
Last year,
I
I made a video that included the phenomenon of the Yay Video Games Reddit account that exhibited seemingly ordinary behavior before a switch seemed to flip, causing their comments to spiral endlessly into obscurity. In 2011, a user on Facebook by the name of Karen Catherine Waldegrave would exhibit strikingly similar behavior. Karen, being a seemingly ordinary Facebook account, would out of nowhere begin posting nonsensical and unnerving ramblings that seemed to gather widespread attention from across the internet. According to her profile, she was born in London and allegedly graduated from the University of Toronto with a PhD. She has quite a few ordinary posts, which makes this entire phenomenon that much more puzzling. On May 23rd, at around 6:30 p.m., a switch would seem to flip from within her, resulting in her replying to her own statuses over and over and over.
What?
Even stranger, the posts that she would make would be entirely out of context, and it would seem as if she's having a full conversation with herself. Statuses, shared photos, and everything else that she posted would then accumulate comment after comment after comment, and it got so bad that she sent approximately 700 replies to herself in the short span of just 12 hours. At times, there were paragraphs of nonsensical text sent within moments of each other, and it's been widely speculated that Karen simply did this for some sort of attention, or to troll with the help of either a bot or script that would do this for her. After all, she allegedly has a PhD. For all we know, she very well could have done just that. Since the attention that she's gotten, her strange case has largely faded into internet history as none other than someone with schizophrenia or a simple troll. Solved, right? Well, not so fast. It seems that, to this very day, there's still something going on with her, and I can't quite put my finger on precisely what that is. This is Karen Waldegrave today. This account seems to be a newer one of hers and still exhibits the same strange and bizarre behavior of her original account. Oddly, the page seems to be named differently, however, it still appears to be the same person. The pictures match up almost perfectly, and her education and location information seems to be an exact replica.
She's a boomer. Dude, like when my mom's on Facebook, dude, she shares music to no one. My mom has no friends on Facebook, right? She shares the music she listens to on her Facebook profile. I said, why do you do that? No one's gonna see it. She said, so, I mean,
of what was shown on her original account. Now, why in the world would a troll be doing this?
I don't know why my mom done that.
We can notice here that she seems to upload
You know
many
what,
images.
Chat, that was another thing, right? I said, well, she has a few friends. She has that's exaggeration. She has like 7 friends on her fucking Facebook. She was going to the mosque, right, chat? And she said, she posted on her Facebook saying, guys, I'm going to this mosque on this day. If you guys want to come. I said, Mum, what the hell was that for? I said, where are your friends from? She said, one's from Sweden, one's from Australia, one's from, the rest are from Iraq.
Of herself, and these, ultimately, would be nearly impossible to replicate. As someone who's graduated with a PhD, being seemingly well off and ordinary, why would she have any sort of need to still reply to herself with not only obscure text, but randomized links to various websites and YouTube videos? In her posts, we could see direct references to scientific works and writings, and, out of context, these seem to be completely normal. Until we realize that these are all being posted within seconds of each other.
Huh?
Furthermore, there's always just one person that likes each of her statuses and posts, and as you might have guessed, these are all coming from her. With just 9 Facebook friends, for all we know, this could still be the work of either a bot or a troll. The strikingly fast and almost randomized posts that come from her directly support this. However, with the pictures she shares that line up directly with her original account to the T,
It's a joke,
it's extremely hard to discount the very idea that something more obscure could be going on with her to this very day.
Dude, I think if I go on her profile now, there's so many people liking it. Watch the Russian sleep experiment? Maybe after
This 4th entry was only recently sent to me, and while it isn't necessarily an internet mystery, I couldn't help but include this heartbreaking tragedy. In 2015, police were called to a home in Kansas City, Kansas, regarding a domestic dispute. Upon arrival, a woman would tell them that if they looked around the property, they'd find the remains of a child by the name of Adrian Jones. Adrian's short life was spent isolated from outsiders inside of a mice-infested house where he was under the guise of, quote, homeschooling with his 6 siblings. His father and stepmother endlessly abused him, forcing him into sadistic acts of torture. The father and stepmother subjected him to eating scraps of moldy food out of the trash, leaving him tied up and submerged in a dirty swimming pool for hours at a time, beating him, strangling him, and leaving him consistently bloodied and cuffed. Even worse, the parents documented everything with surveillance cameras placed all over the house in an effort to document their acts of torture. The footage and images were only ever discovered due to Jen Hovers, their landlord, whom was given access to the killer's iCloud account by Heather Jones, Adrian's stepmother, who was directly involved in the maltreatment. Hovers accessed the account in hopes of finding pictures for Adrian's funeral. However, when she looked through what was on the account, she found much more than she'd bargained for. In it were videos and photo after photo of Adrian's deteriorating health, and many of
Bro, skip this one.
for his life.
You don't watch it, chat. It's sad, man.
This last entry comes from a user on Reddit by the name of Demeter of New. About 5 months ago, they made a post in the RBI subreddit claiming that their significant other had gotten a new phone, and for the first time ever, she now has visual voicemail. After receiving a voicemail from a family member that day, she realized that she had several others that she'd missed. According to the post, she started going through her voicemails, typical stuff, family, bill collectors, but one voicemail, dated Friday, June 9th, 2017 at 4:38 p.m. was from a number that we do not know. It's 3 minutes long, and the area code is 480, placing the owner around the Phoenix, Arizona Valley. I've spent all day researching news where their incidents happened the afternoon of June 9th, 2017, and have exhausted my very limited research abilities. The voicemail that Demeter received was this.
fuck? What the fuck's going on? Don't put kick W chat, please.
The OP then went forth to give an edit, claiming that the voicemail was dated a year prior. Phoenix police will be contacted,
Fuck you, dude.
and that they've star 67 the number,
Why are you
which
spamming
merely
that
led
mod?
them to a generic voicemail greeting. A few very interesting theories have been given regarding the origins of this voicemail. A user by the name of Satellite Cookie seems to have dissected it quite well, and gave the hypothesis that the woman involved may not have even known that the phone was there. They claim that she seemed to have been screaming into her surroundings rather than into the phone, and a butt dial is genuinely possible here. The theories that they gave were that she was 1. Kidnapped and hurt. However, the weapon was not blunt enough to knock her out. She seemed to be fully conscious. However, the possibility is there that she had just woken up and realized the situation that she was in, with panic ensuing. Regarding the phone, either she was able to break free to one, it was hers, the kidnappers, or potentially another victim's. Another theory has been given by a user named Sojo3. When Satellite Cookie mentioned that it didn't sound anything like a mental breakdown, they chimed in claiming that they work at a psychiatric hospital and that this absolutely sounds like an episode that could have happened with one of their patients. Sidetracking here, if we take a look at Demeter's post history, it doesn't appear that they were using a throwaway account, and also doesn't seem like they were doing this for any sort of attention. With this in mind, the possibility that this is a hoax or attempt at an ARG are slim. However, an odd red flag here is that they never proceeded to give any sort of valuable follow-up or proof of call history. Many are still awaiting this, and it really puts this story up in limbo. The very fact that we have absolutely no idea whether this is definitively real or fake is what makes this story eerie. Either this is a hoax, someone had a genuine mental breakdown, or there really is someone out there that was captured without ever being able to escape.
Imagine just scrolling through Reddit all that time. I don't know how people do this, man.
The internet is no stranger to obscure and disturbing phenomena, and tonight was a direct exhibition of that. Thank you for joining me in this latest installment of Disturbing Things from Around the Internet. This has been quite a ride.
I hope this is not TOS. Russian sleep experiment.